Hey, it's Joe from Tinley Tech, and today I have with me something that is small but has just completely blown me away this year. It's the Moko phone stand, or specifically the small-sized Moko phone stand. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, another no-name smartphone stand. Bet this guy's some paid shill that has been paid to promote this cheapo plastic garbage. Right? Well, you'd be wrong for two reasons. Firstly, this video is not sponsored. I paid for this with my own funds. All the opinion and commentary you're about to hear are my own, and no one, other than yours truly, has reviewed the contents of this video prior to its posting on the Octillionth Tech YouTube channel. Secondly, the Moko phone stand is genuinely quite impressive, especially when considering just how affordable it is. Prices can differ depending on the color variation, but the one that I have here is the base black colored stand, and it's being sold on Amazon for $6 to $8. Made with ABS durable plastic, the entire stand feels quite sturdy and high quality. If you want to break this thing, you're going to have to put in a pretty purposeful amount of pressure to do so. Meaning that in day-to-day, reasonable and regular use, this thing shouldn't wear out or suddenly break on you. You're going to have to put a pretty significant amount of pressure, if not a purposeful amount of pressure, on this thing in order to break it. The silicone rubbery feet that is on the bottom of the stand, as well as the resting area of the smartphone on top of the stand, which is also made of this silicone rubbery material. These are both nice touches. The rubbery feet ensures that the stand will grip onto the surface that it is on and will not move around once set down. And the rubbery pad placed on the general area where the phone will be resting basically ensures that the phone won't accidentally get scratched up when placed into the stand. To use the stand, unfold the main support arm and then adjust the back support into one of the back notches. There are multiple notches in the back to be able to adjust the stand from multiple viewing angles. The general descriptor of the angle in which the stand will be placed is notified next to the notches. And once placed into the notch, it generally stays put. You gotta be somewhat purposeful or forceful in order to get this thing to budge. Meaning that once again, with regular reasonable use, once you've placed the back stand into the notch, it should stay put until you decide to move things around again. All of which is nice, but not necessarily unique. What makes this stand really truly stand out is in just how ultra portable it is. Once folded down like this, you're basically able to get the stand down to a form factor or size that is almost reminiscent of a traditional wallet. Very thin. In fact, if you don't consider the protruding bit that is meant to hold the smartphone, just the rest of this is generally about like 7 to 8 credit cards thick. Pretty thin for a stand, right? And also quite light. Once again, it's made of ABS plastic. It's not super heavy. With dimensions of 3.26 inches by 2.8 inches in its folded down state, the stand can get small enough that it is indeed possible to carry this around in your jeans pocket. I mean, jeans for guys, I guess. I understand that female jeans have a whole different thing going for it. Very much out of my pay grade at that point though, and very much out of my expertise, so. Quick side note, by the way, the light and portable nature of the small-sized Moko phone stand is great for smartphones, but less ideal for tablets. If you have like a smaller tablet or maybe a lighter tablet, the Moko phone stand might work with it. Something like the Amazon Fire HD10, I would sort of expect the Moko phone stand to be able to handle. But generally speaking, if you are looking to use one of these with a tablet, I would recommend instead going for the Moko large model of the stand. It's less pocketable, but it is larger than this, and not to mention probably more appropriate and geared towards using with tablets. Also, something else I want to note is that this general area where you can place the phone, it's about 0.43 inches. It should be fine for most smartphones and smartphones that have a case, but if you have a smartphone and you have one of those durable thick cases on it, it might not work. So be aware of that. Now, I've owned and used this regularly for a year now, and I have to say, it has been shockingly useful. I mean, when I first got it, I just didn't really expect much of it. I was really interested in the form factor, which is why I ended up purchasing one, but I kind of expected it to break apart after a while, after maybe a few months of use. But no, I've been regularly using it for like a year. I've been taking it everywhere with me. Used it in the break room at work during lunch breaks. I've used it at the library, used it at fast food places, etc., etc. Like, it's so convenient. Even after 1 year of regular use in a variety of different environments, I mean, half the time this thing is in my pocket along with my wallet and keys. Like, it's not necessarily like the safest place for like a smartphone stand, especially if it's like a sensitive plastic you want to be in, but it's still fine. It's not showing any wear and tear. It's still looks as good as it did when I first purchased it. 1 year, still going strong, very much worth the $8 that I spent on this thing. Now, is it without issue? No. When compared to other smartphone stands, this thing does have a few disadvantages. The number of viewing angles, the kind of devices it can sport, etc., etc. I've already mentioned some of this, but those are some limitations. I mean, truthfully, if you're looking for a smartphone stand that you're gonna leave on your desks just so you can, have a place that you can place your smartphone on when you're working on your desk or whatever, I wouldn't choose the Moko phone stand at all. I would instead recommend these sort of stands, the stands that are made of metal and have a little bit of this wiggly thing going on for it, and maybe a little bit taller or a little bit more sturdy. These make more sense for those sort of environments. They don't make nearly as much sense from the portability angle though. So this is not going to be able to meet everyone's phone stand needs, but if you are looking for a smartphone stand that is durable, portable, functional, quality, and affordable, I don't think you can get any better than the Moko phone stand. And when I say that, I am only referring to the Moko phone stand. For the same price or maybe even cheaper, you probably could get a similarly looking plastic stand from Amazon, Temu, etc. And they might be cheaper. You might get like 50 of these for like $10 or whatever, and you might think that's a better deal, but they don't last as long, they're less durable. When you set up the stand like this, they don't stick into place, they flail about all the time, making the stand less than usable. I mean, I've tried out some of those non-Moko phone stands from Amazon or Temu, from some of these no-name brands, from some that didn't even have a brand name associated to it, and they just were cheap trash. At the end of the day, they didn't even last one use, all of which makes what Moko was able to do with the stand quite special. If you are looking for a product of this kind in your life, I can wholeheartedly recommend that this is one that you should be checking out. I'll have an Amazon link to it in the description box down below. It will not be an affiliate link because I still don't know how to do that. I should probably figure that out eventually, but it's not affiliated. I'm not going to make any revenue by recommending this. I'm just sharing it because I genuinely like it. I'm genuinely really quite impressed with it. Anyway, I know it's a bit of a change of pace from me, but I've been using this for a year and it's been genuinely quite impressive. And I just want to share it out in the world, There's so much cheap trash products out there in the world that you just kind of want to sometimes just share when there's something that's actually good and affordable. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like. Thanks for watching.